Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome to today's video. So love, today we are heading to Sweden and the title of the video says 10 things that will shock you about Sweden. I think I have done a don't about Sweden before. Yeah, it's in the channel. You can do what to check it out. So here I am reacting on this particular one. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're new to the channel, hi, welcome. My name is Jessie React. Welcome to my space. Here I create a lot of different reactions, music, culture, history, comedy, movies. If this is what you're interested in, please subscribe to the channel, like, share, and comment. And yeah, let's get started.
Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Walter's World, and we're in Gothenburg, Sweden, enjoying a nice little trip into Sweden with the friendly Swedes. And today what we have for you are 10 things that are going to shock you about visiting Sweden. And the first thing that's going to shock you is the alcohol. You have to go to a special store called Systembolaget to buy alcohol. Now, beer you can get at like a 7-Eleven, but if you want anything stronger than that, you got to go to a government-run store that is not open Saturday afternoons or Sundays or late in the evening during the week. So if you want to grab some cheaper drinks from there, you got to go shopping during the day. And that is kind of a shock for some tourists when they're like, oh my God, I can't just get alcohol? No, you can't. They do have kind of restrictive alcohol rules here in Sweden. The second thing that might shock you is the people seem so reserved here, but then once midsummer comes or a festival comes, the Swedes go crazy with this singing. It's amazing how every Swede seems to know every national song, every Swedish drinking song, all kinds of stuff, and it can be so much fun if you come here in the summer or any time when they get into a festival. But it can be pretty shocking when you see, people with wreaths of flowers in their hair and they're dancing around a maypole and stuff like this. And it is pretty shocking. She's like, wait, these Swedes are usually so quiet and reserved, and now they're crazy. And that can be shocking, but it is a lot of fun. The third thing that'll shock you when you come to Sweden is the, oh my God, it is so beautiful here in terms of the nature. Whether you're going to the islands, the archipelagos here in Gothenburg or outside of Stockholm, or you're going into the forest, or you're just taking in a boat ride, going to somebody's summer house, going to the lakes. Honestly, Sweden is breathtaking, beautiful from a nature's perspective. So make sure you get out of just Gothenburg or just Stockholm and go take in some of the nature, because you'll understand the Swedes so much more, because they do go out to their summer houses and their summer cottages. They do go out on the boats. They do go out into the forest and hunt mushrooms. And if you're not used to that, it can seem a little different at first and shock you, but really, go out and see the nature, because it is so beautiful here that will shock you how pristine and clean the nature is here. It's fantastic. Okay. The fourth thing that might shock you when you're here, and might shock you into depression, or might shock you into eternal never sleeping, is the extremes in the dark in the winter and then the light in the summer. We're here in May and it's great. I mean, we have sunlight. I mean, I was up at 5 and the sun was already up. I'm going, hey Mark, it's time to get outside. And it's still up until 10, 11 o'clock at night, and it's May. When you get to midsummers, I mean, you're having, midnight sun, all kinds of stuff, and that is really kind of a cool thing for tourists, and it shocks you that you can literally be sitting outside at a cafe, having a beer, $7 beer, but compared to Norway, it's cheap here, don't worry. And you get there and you get to relax, and next thing you know, oh, it's 11 o'clock and it's still light, and that can kind of shock some tourists. Now on the other side, if you're here in the winter, the darkness, still dark at 10 in the morning, can be a little bit depressing, so that can be a bit shocking. You're like, where's the sun? Is it ever coming out? No, not really. However, I will say, if you're here in the winter, the northern lights, fantastic. Make sure you get out into that nature and go see the northern lights. The fifth thing that might shock you when you come to Sweden is how quiet it is on public transportation. Now, if you're in Stockholm and you're taking the Arlanda Express in, it's expensive, but you can take that in. No one talks. You walk into the train, you're like, I don't feel I should be talking. Wow. Look, public transport in Sweden is very, very quiet. Unless there's been some people drinking, then there's a little boisterous noise. But in
transportation, that would be pretty weird. Like, in the sense that everybody just quiet, mute, and the car is just moving. It's kind of weird. Anyway, and the nature, oh my goodness, like I think I've done some reaction about Sweden, about the nature. It's so damn beautiful. Actually the snow part, the mountain top, the snow part, when you see the light and the everything, like it's just breathtaking to watch. Okay, This is pretty shocking and pretty interesting as well. I hope you're enjoying the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. You can drop your own thoughts in the comment section. I'll pretty appreciate that. And yeah, let's keep on watching, guys.
In general, it is very quiet here. The silence of Sweden, or the Swedish silence, can be a little off-putting when you're thinking, shouldn't people be talking on the street or talking to each other at a restaurant or on the train or something? No, so that might shock you as this kind of Swedish silence, okay? The sixth thing that might shock you when you're here is, well, frankly, the Swedes will make you look really bad. I mean, the Swedish people, men and women, I know people talk about the women more, but the men are gorgeous, the women are gorgeous, and you're gonna feel like a slob when you're here. They have very good fashion sense, there's really cool design here, the people are in good shape and they're good looking, and you just feel like a scumbag when you're here because they have such good fashion and they're just so good looking here. And so it kind of shocks you, like, wow, they weren't lying. The Swedes really are really good looking. Okay, so that might be another shock for your system. You're like, wow, they're so beautiful and I look like such garbage. Anyway, and then to make it worse is number 7, nudity. Yes, the Swedes are not prudes. They will gladly jump into the lake and go do the sauna naked. So you might see a naked person here or there when you're here in the summer. Winter, no one gets naked because they don't want to freeze anything off, okay? Except maybe in a sauna and go roll in the snow. But just know that if you see nudity here, it's okay. You don't have to freak out and be like, oh my goodness, my baby can't see boobies. They might see boobies here. So just relax, but it can shock an American tourist when they come here, all right? The 8th thing that might shock you when you come here, which is actually a good shock, is how safe it is here in Sweden. I mean, literally, I am never worried about anything. I usually have my bags underneath my camera equipment when I'm filming. Here, they're sitting over on a park bench, you know, right out, there's nobody here bothering me. And it's safe. I mean, you can go around, you don't have to be worried about like holding your wallet all the time. Yes, pay attention sometimes, you know, depending on who's around you, still got to pay attention, but it is so safe here. I wouldn't have a problem bringing my kids here and letting them play around. I mean, it is super safe in Sweden, and that kind of shocks people sometimes. They're like, wait, how is it so safe here? I don't know, but it is. The 9th thing that might shock you when you come to Sweden is you can shop on Sundays. No, not everywhere, but there's actually some places in Sweden you can actually shop on Sundays, which anybody that travels in Europe knows that's kind of a crazy thing. But honestly, I mean, that's just a little thing. But actually, the 9th thing that's going to shock you is the service here. Now, the people are kind of reserved, and it's hard to get to know them. But once you get to know them, they're super friendly, and they will do anything for you, and they're so much fun. And you'll get to do the dances of the maypoles, and they'll teach you the songs. But to get to that part, it can be a bit tough. And that's why some people are shocked how friendly the Swedes are, because, number 9, the service here isn't very good. Usually. The reason being is they're paid very well here, and so you don't do tips. Maybe if it's really good you get like 5%, but the service in Sweden isn't very good, and so people get kind of shocked about it. But if you say hey, which is like hi, or tack, or just simple, tack is thank you, some simple Swedish, they really open up, and then they can be very helpful. But don't be surprised if at first you're thinking, do they want my business or not? That does happen. Once you get to know the Swedes, they're totally awesome about all this stuff. And you get to shop on Sundays sometimes. I'm still in shock about this. I want to go spend more money. It is expensive here, by the way. But so you'll spend money, but even though I can shop on a Sunday, I want to shop more. And the 10th thing that might shock you when you come to Sweden is the line culture. Yes, you will wait in lines here in Sweden. So make sure you get your ticket so you can wait in line, okay? You don't have your ticket, they're not going to take you in the line, okay? So make sure you get your ticket. And if it is a line, make sure you're standing in that line very straight, and also be right next to the person next to you, because if you like get some space between you, someone will walk around you. This might be at a deli, this might be at the breakfast thing at the hotel. Really? But just know the line culture here is a bit strict and strange. Another thing with the lines, this is more of a Stockholm thing, is the lines to the clubs, which are really good in Stockholm, the bouncers there really do what we call face control. They look and see who they want in and they don't want in, and it doesn't always make sense. So if you're going to go out in Stockholm and you don't want to get shocked that you don't get in, dress the part and act the part, and you got a better chance. Anyway, those are 10 things that I think will shock tourists, have shocked me when I've been here in Sweden. What shocks you? If you have any, please put it in the comment section below so we can have some more culture shocks for Sweden. And you know what? If you like videos like this, 10 Shocks of Sweden, why don't you click that subscribe?
This is pretty interesting, okay? In the sense that the part of the outfit dressing, dress to the part, okay? If you don't dress okay to go to the club, you'll not be let inside. Like, yo, wow, that is shocking, okay? It's shocking. Here in my country, no matter how you dress, okay, if you want to enter inside the club, you can enter inside the club even if you don't dress so much to the part, okay, of going to the club. Anyway, this is pretty interesting. And the day and the night, when it's summer, when it's winter, that one is always shocking me, because he said around 10 a.m. during the winter time, it's still dark, like 10 a.m. in the morning. That is pretty shocking. Okay, I know about some countries where even when it's summertime it's still daylight, okay, but the one that is shocking me is the winter time, 10 a.m. is still night. That's shocking. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this, please give the video a thumbs up. If you have more shocking things about Sweden, you can do well to drop it in the comment section for me, and I'll do well to read it and reply you as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next reaction. Bye, guys.